Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Guys at Magic. This is Hunter and David and Shane. Say what's up.
What's up?
What up?
We are back with another video. Today is September 3rd, 2021. We have another spoiler day of Innistrad Midnight Hunt. So let's just jump in to all the rares and mythics they announced today. We'll go through them. We'll give our little thoughts and opinions on all those cards. So that first card we're going to be talking about is Can't Stay Away. Can't Stay Away is a sorcery that costs 1 white and 1 black. It states return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains, if this creature would die, exile it instead. It also has flashback for 3, a white, and a black. What do you think?
All right, I guess I'll go ahead and take this one. I don't really think I'm a super fan of this, to be completely honest. I mean, it costing a one, so it's 2 colors, and it's restrictive as far as like what you can grab. It's cool in that it is recursion. Typically, if you're going to be trying to play like some kind of recursion-based deck, you're trying to bring back your big fatties. Not something that's going to be mana value 3 or less. The flashback on this is nice as well. To me, I don't really play a whole lot of standard, so I don't know if this is really going to be impactful. It's reminiscent of like Unburial Rites to me, but this just seems like not quite as good of a card.
Dude, this is a direct callback. Not even a callback. What's the kitty right now? Return target creature card from the graveyard. It's a companion. It's also a cat.
Luris?
Yeah, it's the same thing, dude.
It's kind of true.
You can go back and grab Luris and then keep doing your shenanigans.
Okay, I guess you can grab Luris, but this, like, comparing this to Luris is like, that's apples to oranges. I feel like they're very, very different cards.
Well, they're both cats, so.
This one has cats in the art. It is not a cat. This card is definitely a sorcery.
Can you explain why there's cats in the art?
Yeah, because it's literally a hand-in-hand with Luris, dude. Calling it.
That's the only
100%.
reason?
The only percent. Wait, only reason.
I don't know. I don't think this card will see a lot of play. Maybe. I'll probably be wrong, though. But you're right. Definitely is a Luris card.
Are they eating other cats, too? Like
the exact same colors, too.
Why would they be eating other cats, dude?
I don't know. Like, it's like a pile of meat with like a cat coming out of it or something.
I mean, cats eat meat, dude. They don't have to eat cats.
Well, then why is there a cat smoke in the middle?
Because that's why it's a can't stay away, dude. It's a ghost of a cat.
The cat can't stay away, dude.
The spirit has come back for its nummies.
That's why it's got the flashback cost.
I will say, however, something that does bother me is that if you include the spirit in there, there are 10 cats in total. I don't know why, but just like my mind on this goes like 9 lives for a cat. I wish there were 9 cats in the image, including the spirit instead, but that's a small little nitpick that doesn't really matter.
You had the time to count all the cats?
I did. You guys were talking.
You're like 1, 2, 3.
You don't count the spirit, dum-dum.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie either, too. A couple of drinks in me, and like I definitely had to count them like 4 times.
That's why there's 9 lives, because there used to be 10. 1 died.
Yeah, Dave, and now they're eating them.
They don't have. All right.
What do we got, David?
Next up, we have Geistflame Reservoir. This is 2 and a red for an artifact. It says, when you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a charge counter on Geistflame Reservoir. It has pay 1 and a red and tap it. Remove any number of charge counters from Geistflame Reservoir. It deals that much damage to any target. Or you can pay 1 a red and tap it. Exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. What do you guys think?
I think it's a good finisher. I think it's pretty cool as a finisher, depending on if you're just going straight face the whole game. You're just adding potential damage onto this card.
This art looks like a cartoon that's weird for some reason. It's like Danny Phantom or something, dude. But I don't like it.
It's a Tesla coil.
Well, I know what it is, buddy, but I'm just saying, for some reason, it's not hitting my optical nerves in the right angle.
All right. I can get that. I actually don't really think I like this card too much. For it costing 3 mana, it makes me feel like this is coming down kind of like in the middle portion of the game. Once again, I don't play standard. I'm assuming that, like, for the most part, your game of standard is probably going to end by like turn 5 or 6. So this is not likely to do a whole lot. In other formats, in like EDH, I guess this is cute, and I don't think this actually would ever touch something like modern. I don't know. Maybe in historic, there's a deck that wants to build around this, but I think there are other cards that kind of do this exact same thing, but better.
I think this card will see play in standard. I think it's pretty cool that you don't need to get rid of a charge counter to use the second ability. So you can use that if you're struggling on drawing a card you need.
Yeah,
But
I mean
yeah,
that aspect is cool. I just don't like the fact that like you have to pay mana into it, and then on top of that, it's a once per turn effect. So like you can't even like double down on this, where it's like you can't use both of the abilities. You can't potentially deal damage with it and use that extra draw card, like pseudo draw
yeah.
card thing, because you're really just exiling it. So
There's also a big red-blue instant sorcery deck that's been going around in standard right now. So this
is
would fit nice.
like how much of that is going to rotate, or is that a lot of Strixhaven?
A lot of Strix. Like Magnum Opus.
Yeah, I fucking hate that card right now.
Opt, stuff like that. Little things that could boost us up. Moving on, we have Curse of Leeches. Curse of Leeches costs 2 and a black. It's an enchantment or a curse. It says enchant player. As this permanent transforms into Curse of Leeches, attach it to a player. At the beginning of enchanted player's upkeep, they lose 1 life and you gain 1 life. It has daybound. When it transforms, it turns into a creature called Leeching Lurker, which is a 4/4 with lifelink and nightbound.
Okay, am I dumb?
It's awesome, dude.
So it
What-
says as this permanent transforms into Curse of Leeches, attach it to a player. So whenever is it jumping players?
What do you
I
mean?
don't know.
Am I understanding this correctly? So you're going to go ahead and you're going to play it, and it's going to enter as Curse of Leeches, right? You're going
You
to,
can also enter Leeching Lurker if it's nighttime.
okay, yeah, you're right. Okay, but say for example you go through like a whole day and night cycle, and then it goes back to day. Does that mean it's going to attach to a different player?
I mean,
I guess. Yeah. Attached to a player.
So like in a multiplayer game, this could potentially like bounce around a little bit.
It's what it says.
All right.
that card's awesome, dude.
I just wanted to make sure I was reading that right.
Yeah, it
Yes,
says
Dave, you can
attached
read.
to a player. When it transforms, attached to a player.
We know. We're gonna make sure that you read all the cards at least 3 times, now, David.
I mean, there's no cats for me to count in this one, so I had to do something.
Couple big worms, dude.
Big worms, dude. Leeching. Yeah, I think this is a dope card, man.
I like the front half of this a lot more, I think, than what I do the back side of it. A 4/4 with lifelink. No, a 4/4 with lifelink is still pretty good.
Yeah, dude.
Yes.
I just
For 3 mana? Hell yeah.
I like that drain effect too, even if it's not really a whole lot. Like just draining for 1, I feel like isn't super impressive. I don't know. I don't know why I like this card. Maybe it's the Leeches.
Remind me how you go from day to night again. It's been a minute.
It's a new mechanic.
I thought we've already had that before.
Nope.
No.
Oh, I'm thinking
brand
the flip
new.
one. The flip. Yeah, okay. Well, so what happens?
If a player casts no spells, it goes from day to night. If a player casts 2 spells, it goes from night to day.
There
Oh,
you
so
go.
they've already had that then.
It's
They just never
technically the
called it that.
exact. Yeah, it's the exact same wording as the old werewolves. It's just it's
Yeah.
a different calling on it.
Got it. There's like a keyword
There's
now.
actual like tokens to show daytime and nighttime.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you should have saw the video yesterday. Covered it.
Dude, werewolves are gonna be lit, dude.
I
Werewolves could be lit.
am not sold. I want werewolves to be cool. I mean, like every time Innistrad comes around, I do tend to build like a werewolf mid-rangey standard deck that never actually does well, and I get really excited, and then like it never lives up to expectations.
It's good and limited.
They are good in limited. I will give you that, but like you can't. I don't know. I can't throw together 60 cards. I don't know. Whatever. I don't play fucking limited for werewolves.
All right, moving on. David, you want to take this one?
Oh boy. Next up, we have Consuming Blob. Consuming Blobs is 3 green. It says that its power is equal to the number of card types amongst cards in your graveyard, and its toughness is equal to that number plus 1. At the beginning of your end step, create a green ooze creature token with this creature's power is equal to the number of card types among cards in your graveyard, and its toughness is equal to that power, or to that number plus 1. So it's like a tarmogoyf.
Copies itself.
Yeah.
On your end step. Yeah, it's like a tarmogoyf.
How do you say that, dude? Tarmogoyf.
Tarmogoyf.
But
It's the code name for Scryfall. Pretty funny.
That's pretty funny. That's cool.
Yeah, it is a tarmogoyf jelly.
I'm not impressed with Tarmogoyf.
I like how it duplicates every end step.
Hell yeah, dude.
I mean, it's
But-
not every end step. It's only yours.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant. All of your end steps it duplicates.
If it was every end step, then my opinion on this might change. But I mean, Tarmogoyf is really good because it's a massive creature for 2 mana. This is 5.
They learned their lesson, dude. Okay.
They were like, kind of crazy. We're not gonna do it again.
I mean, if I remember correctly, I believe that Tarmogoyf actually is like a mistake, that something happened late on in the design for it that ended up changing and made it as powerful as what it is. I think this card is not going to do what I want it to do whenever it comes to standard. In Commander, maybe, because like at that point, 5 mana is not really like a ton, so it's easier to get this thing in play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to the next card. Everyone's talking about this card. This is Rite of Harmony. Rite of Harmony is just an instant that costs 1 green and 1 white that says whenever a creature or enchantment enters the battlefield under your control this turn, draw a card. It also has flashback for 2, a green, and a white. Thoughts, David?
Oh, dude, this is your like sideboard card for token decks. So
Yeah.
I feel weird. I feel like, I don't know, man. There's been 2 cards today that we've talked about that have this 2-color mana cost. And I'm not sure how to feel about them. I feel like on one hand, this card is super situational. It could be very, very powerful. If your opponent is playing with a ton of creatures, like a ton of tokens, this could be dope. You could draw a shit ton of cards on this. At the same time, this is a dead card in some matchups. So I feel like this almost just delegates itself to the sideboard, and because it's so specific, I feel like it just doesn't see play. I do love the art on this card though, and I'm not really entirely sure why. It reminds me of those like snowflake type things that you would cut out with like all the people holding hands here.
Yeah.
So wait, do you have to cast this before or after?
It's instant.
Well, yeah, but to get the effect.
Pretty sure you can cast it
At
either
the end of your
way.
turn?
No, I mean you can cast it in response to them making a ton of tokens.
Oh, so it's just I got it. I thought it was like it checks and sees everything that joined or that everything that entered the battlefield this turn and then goes off. So you have to do it in response to that? Like that sounds dumb. I was thinking you just play at the end of your turn and draw a card for everything you enter the battlefield.
No, based on the way that this thing is wording, I'm gonna say no. I could be wrong. I don't know. We might want to look up the ruling on this thing, but based on the ruling of it, I don't think this is gonna check for previous creatures entering.
Well,
you
then-
could do it as just kind of like something fun, as like do this on your opponent's turn as soon as they start it. So
Yeah,
like,
but you're reading this wrong already. Because creatures enter the battlefield under your control.
holy shit, I did read this card wrong. All right, I hate this card now.
That's why I'm saying it doesn't make any sense. Like maybe at the end of your turn.
You're reading the card wrong.
So this is for your own token deck. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what?
I don't
Actually,
know.
I changed my mind. I went from I went from liking this card to hating this card. Now you know what? I think I'm in the loving it pile again, because now you have much more control over whenever you're going to be making those tokens. I actually do think that this card is pretty dope then for coming in for just 2 mana. Because if you can control the tokens, if you do have a deck that's capable of making like, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 tokens per turn, that means for 2 mana you're drawing 2, 3, 4 cards. And then if you get even nuttier than that, this thing is just pure value. Plus it has flashback. I'm fucking sold. I like the card. I love the art. Best
Yeah,
card
people
in the
are-
set.
People on Reddit were actually like the top comment is draw your deck now in green-white. Because Enchantress deck is obsessed with this card. Especially with Sithis, Part of his Hand from Modern Horizons 2. Pretty dope.
You're welcome, Dave. I saved you from looking like an idiot.
There you go, dude. That one little like change of wording there from your to like your opponent. This card actually I think is like super dope.
Yeah, I think it's a very good card as well. Moving on. Shane, read this one.
Are we doing popcorn reading? What the fuck?
Yep, you're up, dude.
Curse of the Shankin Faith, dude.
All right, you're done
Shankin.
reading.
He's done reading.
If you were trying to get out of it, good job, you did. It's Curse of Shaken Faith. It's one in a red. It's an enchantment or a curse. I love the fact that they brought back curses for this. Anyways, it says enchant player whenever enchanted player casts a spell other than the first spell that they've cast each turn or copies a spell. Curse of Shaken Faith deals 2 damage to them.
Very mean. Yeah. It's a fun curse, man.
I think this card is actually pretty dope.
Mm-hmm.
So like it
just limit someone to 1 card unless they want to hurt.
If there is a werewolf tribal deck, I definitely can see this as being an include to try and punish your opponents from casting those like 2 spells per turn to flip it back and forth between night and day. So I think this card is actually really dope. If you are playing this in like Commander, for example, you can really start to fuck people up who are trying to offload a bunch of enchantments, or like any kind of deck that's trying to utilize a ton of instants and sorceries, so like any kind of storm-based thing. I actually think that this card is fucking dope.
Dude, it's super dope. It's control without being control. You taught me that, David.
Control without being control?
Red control, dude.
Yeah. Control your opponent by death.
Yeah.
By death. Yeah, I like the card. Next up, we have Gisa. Or Gisa?
Gisa. I think it's Gisa.
Gisa. Glorious Resurrector. She costs 2 generic and 2 black for a 4/4 legendary creature human wizard. It states if a creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead. At the beginning of your upkeep, put all creatures exiled with Gisa, Glorious Resurrector, onto the battlefield under your control. They gain Decayed. In case you don't know what Decayed is, it states a creature with Decayed can't block. When it attacks, you have to sack it at the end of combat.
That's sick. Damn.
I like this card. So this is Gisa's second card, and I apologize if I'm saying that name wrong. That's just how I've said it. And I like this one, I think, more than the first one. I like how it shuts down your opponent's graveyards. Well, kind of shuts down your opponent's graveyards, at least from like creatures that would be going in after she's in play. And I really like her recursion ability on that, because that can get fucking insane. All of your removal spells basically turn into reanimation spells for whatever you're killing. I think this card is really dope.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Work is super dope too.
That is actually my one gripe about this card. She is.
I don't like the artwork.
I don't, dude. I just like her facial like expression here. She's a little bit manic. She's a little giggly. I'm getting like some Harley Quinn vibes. I know she's loving it, dude.
So what didn't get? It makes sense.
So
she's got like a fucking arm under her arm. She chopped off some fucking zombie arm.
She's got like a cleaver in her hand.
Yeah, and a fucking shot like that. That's sick, dude. Yeah, I don't like that art.
So we have the alternate art pulled up right now. I'm not sure how I feel about the black and white. I think I like the original more than the black and white. I don't think the black and white is for me.
Yeah, the OG looks nuts.
So we're all in agreement that this card's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
All right. Let's move on. We have Falkenrath Pit Fighter. Falkenrath Pit Fighter costs 1 red. It's a 2/1. It's a creature, vampire, warrior. It also has pay 1 and a red, discard a card, sacrifice a vampire, draw 2 cards. Activate this ability only if an opponent has lost life this turn. Very specific circumstances on that.
It's a 1-mana 2/1. Chances are this is going to be the reason why your opponent lost life.
Yeah, this card's dope. I'm a big fan.
I mean, it feeds into itself. You drop this on 1, you swing at your opponent, which most likely is probably not playing a 1-drop. And then
A lot of 1-drops.
Yeah,
I
but you
don't
can't do
know.
what you want to do on turn 2 because you need to sacrifice a vampire. Unless you sacrifice this, which I don't know.
Yeah, it says sacrifice a vampire. It doesn't sacrifice another, so you can sacrifice this thing.
Is that worth it though? What the fuck?
You draw 2 cards. I think you're discard a card and then draw 2 cards. I don't know. We've gotten flashback that we know is returning in this set. If you go like on a wider sense, if you look, for example, I don't know, if you want to look at like historic or modern or anything like that, we also have the Madness cards. And there were just a ton that were included for Madness with the latest Jumpstart expansion for historic. I think this card is really cool. And at the very bare minimum, it's filtering your hand, it's helping smooth out your draws, and it's a 1-mana 2/1. It's going to get in at least once or trade.
I like the name too a lot. Falkenrath makes me think good old Falkenrath Aristocrat, dude.
Falkenrath Aristocrat.
So I know that Falkenrath is like an actual like Innistrad thing. I'm not sure if it's like a clan of vampires or a location or something like that. But I know that like it is a reoccurring thing with them.
Yeah.
What do we got next, David?
Up next, we have the Celestus.
I was going to say Celestus.
Is it Celestus? You know what? You're right. I've been drinking. Next up, we have the Celestus. It's 3 mana for a legendary artifact. It says if it's neither day nor night, it becomes day as the Celestus enters the battlefield. You can tap to add 1 mana of any color, or you could pay 3 mana and tap it. It says if it's night, it becomes day. Otherwise, it becomes night. Activate it only as a sorcery. Whenever day becomes night or night becomes day, you gain 1 life. You may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Holy shit, this card does a lot.
It's like you're just reading me a fucking poem, dude.
The day becomes night and the night becomes day.
And I'll suck your dick. Wait, sorry.
I don't think that part was mentioned on the card, but if I only got to pay 3 mana for that, dude, sign me up.
You have a beautiful way of saying words. What?
Just making it go night to day whenever you want to. That's dope. You just transform your shit whenever.
And what the fuck does it mean in the beginning? If it's neither day nor night, doesn't it always have to be one or the other?
No, so it's one of those things like, for example, like the Monarch. Like if nobody was the Monarch before like a card that makes somebody the Monarch enters play, it's not a thing. So like if day or night is not currently a thing, this activates that.
Bingo.
Oh, interesting. Okay. This card's nuts.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good, man. Just make it nighttime right on your opponent's end step, and then start playing the werewolf cards.
I don't think as high on this as what you guys are.
That's fine.
So my thought on this is like I'm assuming there's probably going to be a ton of like day and night cards, a lot of transform cards, because there's always transform cards in Innistrad. And this being day 2 of spoilers, like we've already seen a pretty solid number. Your opponent is probably playing with cards that transform as well, so you're flipping those. I don't know how much of a value you're going to get off that, and then you're paying 3 mana for that. Plus you're tapping this. So it's not like you're flipping back and forth at some advantageous stage for you.
Pretty sure, I mean, this could go either way, but if you're not playing a werewolf deck or anything like that, you just want to constantly make it not night. So like you don't really give a fuck, right?
No, you do want to make it night.
I thought werewolves flip at night though.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you want it to be night. That way they're the werewolf form.
Yeah, but no, I'm saying if you're playing against them.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, if you're playing against them, then yeah, sure.
All right, so what I'm saying is like, I don't know.
I feel like if you're running this card, you're also wanting it to be night, though.
It could go either way, I think, in my opinion, honestly.
I mean, you right now, like with your if you're playing up against a werewolf, it makes me feel like you're like specifically referring to this as a sideboard card, and delegating this to the sideboard is just not gonna fucking cut it. Because let's be real. I mean, at what point are werewolves so oppressive that you need to dedicate a sideboard slot specifically
We don't know
for only removing them.
We don't know yet. I'm just saying, like, if they become top tier meta, dude, you can put 2 of these in your sideboard.
I've never seen them become top tier meta.
We've only
They've
seen them like
always-
one other time.
No, they've been a thing like each time we've gone to Innistrad. So the previous 2 times we've gone to Innistrad, they're just never really a good thing.
Well, they're tuning them up, dude. You saw a fucking 2 mana 3/3. That card's nuts.
I think that was a wolf, right? The wolf
It's a
lady.
werewolf.
It is
Yeah.
a werewolf.
Yeah,
Oh, it
it's
is a werewolf.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
called
suck my dick.
Werewolf Pack Leader.
And it gets nuttier, dude. So just saying, mark my words, werewolf's gonna be a thing.
Yeah, but that one doesn't care about night. All right, let's move on to the Curse of Duct Tape.
Don't they all care about night? What the fuck?
Go ahead, David.
Curse of Silence for a single mana. For a single white mana. It's an enchantment. It's an aura curse. It says enchant player. As Curse of Silence enters the battlefield, choose a card name. Spells with a chosen name enchanted player casts cost 2 more to cast. And whenever enchanted player casts a spell with the chosen name, you may sacrifice Curse of Silence. If you do, draw a card.
Here's what I see when I read this card.
What?
In a game of Commander, just name their commander.
Yeah.
Dude, this art's sick.
You name their commander, or if they're playing like a combo deck, you name one of their combo pieces.
Yep. I think that's
Yep.
awesome.
That's really
I
good.
don't. I don't actually like this card.
Yeah, we don't
You're-
care, David. Next.
You're hitting. So here's my thing. You're hitting one player,
Uh-huh.
and all
and
you're
then
really
1v1.
doing is taxing them for 2.
Yeah.
In-
Which can be enough in standard,
when you
motherfucker.
want to play your commander, I can draw a card.
We're talking about that? Okay.
I mean that's cute, but like drawing a single card in a game of Commander is literally fucking nothing.
It's
You're
one
talking
mana.
about you're talking about a format where it's like draw 10 is really like that's a thing that people do. So like
Yeah.
drawing one
Mhm.
additional card, it's cute, and the tax of 2, like it's cute. I don't know. Whenever it comes to something like standard, I look at this and I compare this to Elite Spellbinder. And I think part of the reason why that card is good is because it has a body associated with that tax effect. Whereas this doesn't. I mean, yeah, sure, this might draw you a card if you would choose to sacrifice it. But then you're getting
Yeah,
rid of
but
your
I don't
tax
think-
effects.
I'm not gonna ever. The only way I'm playing this card is in Commander, and I'm putting it on your commander. And every time you have to play your commander after the commander tax, it's still 2 more on top of that.
I don't know if that's going to do enough for me.
I think it's cool. 1 mana, dude. Just play it turn
Yeah.
1. Never deal with it again.
I mean, like 1 more mana and you can cast a Draneth Magistrate, which just flat out says all of your opponents can't cast their commanders. Not even just like for 2 more, they just can't cast them.
Yeah, but
You and I
isn't that a
both
creature?
know. Yeah, I was gonna say you and
Easy
I
to
both
remove.
know it's easier to remove a creature.
Okay. Yes, it is. I don't see this card.
I mean, open your eyes. It's right there.
Fucking done.
It's a Curse of Silence. Moving on, we have Graveyard Trespasser. Graveyard Trespasser costs 2 and a black for a 3/3 human werewolf. It has Ward, discard a card. It also says whenever Graveyard Trespasser enters the battlefield or attacks, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. If a creature card was exiled this way, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. It also has Daybound. When it transforms into Graveyard Glutton. That's a werewolf that is a 4/4. It also has the exact same stats, except you exile 2 target cards.
And it's a 4/4. That's sick. That's sick.
Man, it's a 4/4.
I like it. David's gonna hate it. I think it's cool. Next.
I don't
Go
hate
ahead.
it. I just don't like it. And I don't like it for a silly reason. I hate the
Let's
artwork.
hear it. Yeah,
I hate the artwork on the flip side, dude. Like the wolf looks so CGI'd. It's like
shiny.
they took the same picture, and I get it. They took the exact same picture, the one with the chick, and they like slightly skewed it to make it crooked, and then they like stickered in a werewolf.
Yeah, I like stickers.
Dude, we know everything's more spooky, slanted at a 20-degree angle.
Dude, just like the bordering or something. I hate this artwork. I hate this artwork with a fucking passion.
I don't like the words are like melting. What's going on with that?
Melting?
Yeah, look at there's like an A. Looks like it got smudged.
There's like an A? What the fuck are you talking
Bro,
about?
on the werewolf, the A were graveyard, and then the A for graveyard again. Like it looks like everything's got smudged.
Wipe your monitor, dude.
Oh my god.
Are you just talking about the font?
Yeah, dum.
I don't
I'm
see
saying-
anything wrong with the font.
100% there's something wrong with the font. It's not my monitor.
That's the same fucking font they've used for years.
Oh my god, you guys are so stupid.
It's just in white.
No, what are you talking? Okay, I'm over it. These are dumb.
Yeah, I don't like this card very much. It doesn't do a whole lot unless you're specifically playing a reanimate deck. Like, cool, I guess.
I strongly disagree with everything that you just said. I don't think it gives a shit about a reanimate deck. I think whenever it comes in, like, okay, so this is 3 mana for a 3/3 with ward, and the ward cost is to discard a card. So, like, if you are going to target this to remove it, you're 2 for 1ing yourself to get rid of this thing. So it's really great up against enemy removal. Also, whenever it's going to attack, you're going to start eating away at your opponent's graveyard, and you drain them too. So that's going to start to get rid of any of their flashback cards, which we already know is a thing in the set. We haven't even seen all of them yet. Plus, in standard, I mean, like, there are other things that you need to be eating away from their graveyard. And then in the case that this thing transforms, you paid 3 mana for a 4/4 that eats 2 cards from your graveyard and drains potentially 2 life per turn. I think this card is much better than what you two give it credit for.
You hated this card.
Oh, I hate the artwork on this card. Don't get me wrong. I think the mechanics of this card are fine. The artwork on this card here's a different story.
How about the other artwork? You want to see the other artwork?
Sure. I didn't know that this one had a separate artwork.
Oh, that one's way cooler.
I mean, we have like Frodo climbing a stone.
That's a
And the
woman.
other one is
I
this
care about the
one.
backside. All right, yeah, okay. So the alternate
Way
artwork now,
cooler.
looking at that, is actually much better for this. That actually gives me like some Scooby-Doo vibes, which is pretty dope.
Some Scooby-Doo vibes.
All right.
I like it.
That's dope.
And finally, we're ending this video with a reprint.
Oh my god.
That reprint is Pithing Needle. In case you don't know what that is, it is a 1-mana artifact that says, as Pithing Needle enters the battlefield, choose a card name. Activated abilities of sources with the chosen name can't be activated unless they're mana abilities.
I think it's a good card.
Here we go, dude. This fixes standard for the next year. So you play this, and you name, what is that fucking snowland? The one that turns into a creature that's a shapeshifter?
Yeah.
It's Faceless Haven.
There you go. You name Faceless Haven. That way Faceless Haven can't become a creature, and they can't put the Book of Exalted Deeds on it. We fixed standard. We can unban that card now.
There you go, dude. See? Told you they'd come out with something this set. Done. Just gotta run Pithing Needle.
I mean, Pithing Needle in and of itself, to be completely honest with you, is a fucking fantastic sideboard card. So
Yeah.
this card is completely fine by me. It's a wonderful reprint. I think it's good for the meta.
Yep. And that is today's spoilers for September 3rd, 2021. Overall, what do you think about today's spoilers, guys?
Dope. Dope tits.
Dope tits. Do you have a favorite card?
Yeah. Let me look again. Curse of Leeches, dude, 100%.
Curse of Leeches. Good pick. Good pick.
I'm kind of at a tie. I really like Rite of Harmony now that I've learned how to read. And Gisa Glorious Resurrector is also pretty dope as well.
Yeah, I'm on the side of Rites of Harmony.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
I forgot. Also the cats. I like the cats.
Like the cats. Can't stay away. All right.
Can't
Hope you guys
stay
enjoyed that
away.
video. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. We are only talking about the rares in these videos. If you want to see all the cards that are spoiled throughout spoiler season, why aren't you following us on Instagram? We post them all. Follow us there, Instagram.com/guysthatmagic. Follow us on Twitter if you like as well. Same thing, twitter.com/guysofmagic. This is Guys of Magic. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Bye.
Later.